like what can you expect out of this workshop, and what will be the flow of the next 2 days, what are the timings, will you get the recording or not, and everything around, right? So let me quickly share my screen. I'll tell you everything that you have, like all the doubts that you have. Will I get a recording? When is day 2? What is the timing of the session? Everything, or right here on the call. So yeah, let's get started. Awesome. So yeah, I officially welcome you guys to the 2-day SEO workshop by Kaushal Thakkar. I'll be shortly introducing you to the mentor, what he does, how many years of experience he has, and he has already joined us. So yeah, and yes, you are all now officially a part of the Growth School family. And also, I wanted to check how many of you already have experienced Growth School, or if you have not, then just type a no in the chat box. If you have already been a part of Growth School, then type yes. Okay, I see a lot of yeses. I see a lot of no's also. Cool. So it's almost 50-50%. So yeah, I'll quickly introduce you to Growth School for whoever said that they don't know what Growth School is. This will help you understand what we are doing and how you can be a part of our mission as well, right? So yeah, Growth School is an edtech platform based out of India, and we help you guys, all the professionals, all the people who are looking to enter into the industry, to partner with the top 1% mentors globally. Our mentors come from brands like Google, Meta, Hotjar, Uber, and all those unicorn startups out there. Some are great business phenomenons, and they are top 1% operators in the industry, right? And that is the passion with which we have been teaching in the last 2 years. And we have been able to build a lovely community of 350,000 plus learners, which have blown up recently because of our ChatGPT workshops as well, right? So what is our vision? Our vision is very simple. We want to build affordable and impactful education. Whatever you are learning today in the day 2 or in any other workshop or intensive programs will be 100% practical. There is no theory at all in these things that you will be learning. Obviously, you learn the basics, the fundamentals to start with, but whatever you are learning, you will be able to apply that live in your career and business. And yes, these are the 3 pillars what Growth School offers: access to the practitioners, the top 1% mentors who have done and executed all these amazing things. Second is learn by doing, which means that we build practical assignments that you have to execute in order to understand the steps. And the third one is the most important one. It is the powerful community where you get to interact with the like minded people, the amazing people that we have inside our community. And yeah, we are backed by the best in the world. We are backed by Sequoia Capital and Owl Ventures. Uh, Both of these are one of the biggest venture capitalist firms in the world, right? And we have some amazing angel investors on board, which includes the toppest of the names like Kunal Shah, Nikhil Kamath, and so on. And that's the kind of hustle. And the reason of saying this to you was not to brag about Growth School, but also to tell you that our mission, our vision get fulfilled when you guys are hustling, you guys are attending the workshops till the end, learning and taking your skills outside from Growth School, right? So just a second, I'll let others in. A lot of people have been in the waiting room. Cool. So that is something about Growth School. Now I'll quickly tell you about what can you expect from this particular workshop, right? So yeah, this is the schedule of the workshop. A lot of people had this question. So today we have around 3.5 hours. So stick till the end. Do not drop off because there is no recording of the session that will be provided. Second thing is that if you are sticking till the end, you will be getting a lot of exciting bonuses and also some amazing announcement from the mentor and Growth School side. The day 2 is on Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. The links will be shared with you on the group or on your email ID. So keep an eye for that. And yeah, before I get started, I have one quick question for everyone so that we understand what kind of an experience you already have, and we can slightly customize this entire workshop for you guys, right? So the question is very simple. How many years of experience do you have in the field of SEO? I'll quickly launch the poll so that you guys can fill that up. Yes, you will see that now on your screen. Okay, I see 60% people have already filled it up. Okay, so far what I see is almost 60% people have 0 years of experience in the field of SEO, 33% people have 1 to 3 years of experience, and around 8% people with more than 4 years of experience. So that's the right set of audience that we were also looking for. So what you can expect out of this workshop is also that in the first few minutes, you will be understanding the fundamentals of SEO, like what is SEO, how do you get started with SEO, how do you make a career in SEO, and so on. As the time progresses, we will be scaling up the experience. So you will start getting in depth, right? And one more important disclaimer is that today is day one. Today, you will be getting to learn a lot of strategies, frameworks, and different interventions of AI in the field of SEO as well. We will not be taking up questions actively in today's session, but on day two, it will be a dedicated session wherein you can ask all your doubts to the mentor. So keep jotting down all your questions in a notebook. Sit with a notebook because it will be required in this workshop. And yeah, without further ado, I'll quickly introduce you guys to the mentor, who is Kaushal Thakkar. He's the founder and managing director of Infidigit, which is one of the top 5 SEO agencies in India. He has been the ex SEO head of Myntra and has worked with crazy brands like Flipkart, Cultfit, Zivame to help them grow their SEO ranking on Google and other search engines. And he has been featured in some of the best magazines, publications out there. And yeah, that is pretty much about him. So now you will be hearing more from Kaushal. Let me check if he has already joined.
I'm here, Prabhat.
Hey, hi Kaushal.
Hi, good morning.
Okay,
good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you. Really happy to see you in this particular course. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly jump into the presentation and I'm going to share my screen so that we could expedite this session. Too many things to be covered within this few hours. That's the number of slides which we are going through. But yeah, I'll just put it. Presentation. Okay. I hope you're all able to see my screen. If you are able to see it, just say yes in the chat window. Perfect. Thank you. So thanks, Prabhat, for helping me with the introduction of the team. Just happy to see so many people over here. A little more about my introduction. So over the last few years, I have been helping several brands with their organic search strategy, right? Be it Myntra or be it The Iconic, which is again the largest fashion retailer in Australia, Superblist, which is the largest fashion retailer in South Africa, brands like Cult, Khata Books, Spinny, Metro, Zivame, multiple brands. And we have generated, I'm using that word since it's me and my team of around 195 people who have helped in generating around 2,000 crores in attributed revenue for different brands over this last few years. Right. So that's how we have been doing on this front. And yes, I've been featured in multiple publications. Now, let's quickly go to a few years back. And for some of you, it may be Kaushal, we were not even born during this particular year. So yeah, I'm taking you back to 1997, where Kaushal Thakkar was just a lab instructor at a computer training institute. So that's how I started my career. And this is important for you to know because learning and teaching is my passion, right? I enjoy teaching. So while Infidigit takes care of the overall things in terms of my needs, in terms of money, etc., this course is more for my passion. And one person that I appreciate really these days is Sadhguru. And I don't know how many of you are aware about it, but yes, he's a mystic and he's a great spiritual leader. And he's leading this initiative around the Kaveri Basin, where over the last many years, several farmers died because of multiple challenges. And that's why he's planting more trees over there. And that's something which I'm pretty excited about. So what I do is, Prabhat, I hope there are a few people getting in. I hope you're admitting those. So what I do is, I understood the mission of Growth School, and they are really doing good things by imparting education at a much lesser cost. So at least from whatever I get from Growth School, I'm donating it across to the Isha Foundation Kaveri Calling campaign in the year 2023. So that's something which you should know, because what you're doing by attending this particular course is you're helping several farmers. So thank yourself for helping so many farmers in India. All right, schedule we are already aware of. Okay, so before we start, what I need to do is, while I understand that we have told you that, hey, this is an SEO fundamental course, but SEO fundamentals in today's day and age is not complete without AI. So we are going to go a little into artificial intelligence as well, right? Now, as per this report by HubSpot a few days back, there seems to be signs of artificial everywhere, right? And that's something which is scaring the people. Why are they scared? Because so many articles around AI going to take away my job, or AI will take over the working industry itself, and there will be no jobs left. So those kind of things are passing around, and that's where people are getting scared a little. So does the president of USA, where he called a meeting of leaders a few days back, asking them that, hey, what do you think is most needed to protect the society from AI? Right? So it is at this particular scale, but please be at peace. It's not going to take away all the jobs. And that's one thing which is there. But yes, we want you to be efficient so that you can use AI in the right manner. Just like this particular tool, which helped me create the image which you saw a few screens back, right? I did not copy it from Google, because then I have to give the image credit to those people from where I take the image. But yes, I created my own image with the help of AI, where I don't need to give any copyrights. And I just asked AI that, hey, give me an image of a person scared because of AI. And it helped me with a few images, of which I selected one and presented it to you. Right? So, okay, for people who are curious, this is the Microsoft Bing image creator. For people who don't know Microsoft Bing, at least if you would have used Internet Explorer earlier, that's an enhanced version of Explorer coming from Microsoft side, and it's called Microsoft Bing. And I'm just using the image creator. So if you search for image creator Bing, you will be able to get on this tool, right? So what you can do right now is just take down the notes, because I'm going to go at a really fast pace. And if you are trying to explore the tools at this point in time, you may not get the best of this particular session. So that's where you may take a pen and pencil, just note down all those things which you want to check later, or take notes on your laptop or computers. Okay. One other thing which you will have to just understand about AI, I term it as a kid. Why? Because you know how people were scared when they were handling the knife for the first time, or if not the kid, at least the parents were scared that, okay, this particular person is handling the knife for the first time. But over the years, the same people mastered the skill of using the tool, which was the knife. And in this case, in AI is very similar to a knife or a wheel, which the human discovered, and they're using it to the best of their abilities. And now this same things, the wheels, the knife, this kind of tools is helping the human race evolve, right? And this is how you will have to start using AI as well. It's just like a tool which you need to master. If you master it, you are going to be the best industry, and AI is just going to be your assistant. Okay, so what is needed from you? Content creators and marketers now have to learn a new skill, getting good at AI, right? So you'll have to do this. Now, since we are at this particular stage, I would love to understand from each one of you, have you used ChatGPT or Bing Chat earlier? If you have used, please type yes in the chat window. If not, just mention no. Or yes. Okay, one no. Okay, a few no's are also coming in. Just help me with the no's more. At least, yes, I got a fair idea, but the no's is something which I know that, okay, how detailed I need to go into the session. So if you are a no yet, please let me know. Okay, there are quite a few people. Thanks. At least that helps me plan the future slides. So what we are going to do first is at least first get into ChatGPT itself, right? While the detailed session, which Growth School conducts, goes into the much details, but because of today's session, what I need you to do is at least understand the basics of ChatGPT, because both the sessions are connected to some extent. Okay, so for people who are not aware of this particular tool, this is a tool which has been which is coming from OpenAI. OpenAI is an organization where earlier Elon Musk had invested a good amount of money. Then he pulled out from that particular venture, but Microsoft enhanced its share in this particular organization, and it's helping organizations get more information. So it's just a URL for you as of now, and I'm going to share this URL across with the lecture notes, and I could even send it across to the chat window right away for at least people who want to explore. But yes, just copy it down. Don't invest your time right now in kind of learning this thing. I'm teaching right now, so pay attention on the screen. That's more important. Okay, so I've shared the URL. So what you can do is, if I want to, let's say, just understand more about ChatGPT, I'm going to ask it that, hey, tell me more about ChatGPT. Okay, and so what it is going to do, it is answering this question as we ask it right now, right? So it's just telling that, okay, it is based on AI, GPT, generative, pre-trained transformer architecture, and it gives me a detail about itself, right? So similar thing, you could have done it earlier from Google, right? You will do a search query on Google and get this information. Now what is happening is ChatGPT is collecting all the information from the web and presenting only one version to you. Instead of Google providing you multiple results, what it is doing is it is giving you one single article or a piece of information, which helps you process this much faster, right? So that's a little about ChatGPT. Over this entire session, we are going to go deeper into ChatGPT and connect it more with SEO. So at least I need to know that, okay, this is what ChatGPT is. It helps me give that information. Similarly, we have Bing. Now, Bing as a search engine has evolved, and definitely it's very similar again to Google, where over the last few years, while Google grew, Internet Explorer, which was the search engine coming from Microsoft, lost a lot of market share to an extent where Google, at least in India, became a market leader with almost 97% of the market share. And all these other search engines lost the race. Now, an interesting phase in the industry is coming up where Bing is starting to capture some part of the market share. At least for this last few weeks, we have been noticing that, and its market share is increasing. But yes, far lesser as compared to Google. But it's only that okay, Bing is increasing a little, whereas Google is shrinking a little, right? But Google is at 97%, at least in India. So even that 97 to 96.5 is a good space for Bing, and it would show a really high growth for search engines like Bing. But what is there in Bing while people are moving across, and why are they looking at it so much? So let's understand that. Hey, tell me more about the Bing search engine and what is it based on? Okay.
According to searchenginejournal.com, optimizing for both search engines is similar. Microsoft Bing is more focused on on-page optimization and incorporates social signals, while Google is more focused on EAT and links.
So that's something which it has provided you. The other thing which you can do is you can chat with it like as if you're chatting with a human person and at least explore it. So while it gives you that standard results, which even the Google does, you see this additional thing. And this is what something which is going to change the industry, and it's termed as answer engine optimization. We'll cover a little more about it in the coming slides. But yes, I just wanted you to understand that, hey, these are the two things which at least you should be aware of. And this is what it does. We'll go into the details in the coming few slides. But yes, people who are comfortable with using smartphones should be comfortable using this as well. How detailed can you use it is going to ensure that, okay, are you able to master AI or not? Okay, so let's get into some other terminologies as well, because many of you are with 0 years of experience. You will come across terminologies like artificial intelligence. Okay, what is artificial intelligence? It's just a way of replicating human behavior. Okay. Then there is terminology like machine learning. What is machine learning? It learns from the data which gets accumulated from this behaviors, etc. So lots of data coming in, and this is what it is doing in terms of machine learning. And then there is natural language processing, right? What it does, it processes the human language and understands the natural language processed by humans. And be it Hindi, be it English, be it any other language, at least the major languages are something which now all these tools, or most of these tools, have mastered and are able to provide us information really well. So what should you expect from this particular course? So today, one thing which we are going to do is definitely SEO fundamentals, plus a little bit of AI, because AI is evolving. At least whatever I have researched over this last few weeks, that's something which I'm going to share with you. But yes, it's not something which has been there and for a long period, and I just need to share it with you today. After many number of years of existence, it's growing day by day, and every day it's a new day for AI, right? So at least whatever information I have collected over this last few days, last few weeks, I'm going to share that with you today, and that's how we move forward. Specifically, the session is targeted for people with 0 to 3 years of SEO experience. But yes, the information which is there, since it's related to AI, even this particular session, I'm going to share it with my own team, many of whom are with around 15 years, 20 years of experience, and they are also going to learn from the same. So that's where, while you may have to, if you are a person with high number of years of experience in SEO, at least the AI part is something which you need to, will be the takeaway for you after this particular session, right? And at the same time, enjoy some of the terminologies which comes across from the SEO world as well. Maybe it's something which is a new learning for you. Okay, so let's get started. So when it comes to SEO, we first start with the fundamentals of SEO, right? And then go into the other modules. So the first question, at least for the people, or the 53 people, percent of the people who are with 0 years of experience on this particular session, we need to understand that, hey, what is SEO? Now, search engine optimization as such is just a way to get the website which you want to rank for on the top of the search results, right? But the technical definition goes a little deeper and says that, hey, search engine optimization is the process of increasing your website's visibility when people search for product and services online, right? So that's something which most of you are aware of by now, because you attended this session after doing this kind of searches. Now, how does it help? That's more important for you to understand. Let's say if you had a physical store, what you would do is you'll do some form of marketing so that people drive into your store. And that's what is SEO on the online world, right? It drives online visitors via Google or other search engines to your website, which is your store these days, right? When you're selling online, your website is your store, and that's where you're getting the people from. Now, how do you get it? That's the next question. So this is actually a really simple thing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you this question. If you were a search engine, what would you do? So the obvious answer would be that, hey, first, I'm going to understand what is the question and the meaning of that particular query, what the person is asking for, right? Once the person is asking that particular query, what you will do is you have a repository of knowledge. And from that repository of knowledge, you're going to find the relevant content. So you'll have to check the relevance of content to this particular query. So let's say if somebody's searching for trousers, what you're going to do is you're looking out for those websites in your database where the content is relevant to the query, in this particular case, trousers. Now, once you get multiple pages around where the content is relevant, you know that, hey, I need to rank this particular content. Or in this current instances where we are just seeing one result coming from the answer engine optimization, what you're going to do is you have to just pick one result. And now this one result will have to be the best quality content which is generated. Either you generate it via AI and mix this 4-5 websites and present one content, or you pick up and rank the website like you do it in the traditional Google, right? You see 1, 2, 3, and the key results ranked. So you'll pick up and give the quality, look at the quality of the content on each of these websites also, because you need to rank them. Now, once you've ranked, decided that, hey, this is how I'm looking at it, you also need to see that, hey, what would be the user experience which would be created for these websites when a person navigates to it, right? Is it something where the quality of content is good, relevant of content is good, but the user is going to take 10 to 15 seconds to get on that particular page content because the website is really slow? If the website is really slow, you may not want your users to go onto that particular page, right? So you may reorder and maybe bring up some page which has good quality content, good relevance, and good user experience, and try to rank it on the higher thing. But then you will understand that, hey, what about the context and setting? The person may be searching for trousers in India. I don't want it to see the topmost page, which is a result of USA. So based on the user settings, the browser settings, the app settings, what you're going to do is provide relevant results. So if a user is from India, you're going to show a trouser page with good relevance, good quality of content, good user experience, and the right settings in India. And this is how you're going to display the result, isn't it? And that's the same thing. It's a no-brainer that Google, Bing, and all these other search engines are also building their algorithms around this particular logic. Okay. So now, one thing which I would like to highlight is, because Google yet commands a good 96-97% of the market share, during my conversation, I may refer to search engines as Google, since it's already a verb. But yes, for all of you, please understand that when I'm speaking of Google, I'm referring to all the other search engines as well, and this is applicable for all the other search engines. Okay, so now let's go and understand history a bit so that you are prepared for the future and understand a little bit more about the evaluation of search. Now, SEOs, at least around 15 years back, used to work on just the plain blue ink results, right? That, okay, there would be a title, there will be a description, there would be a URL, and you need to do the needful so that your website comes on the top. And whoever is on the top gets the highest click-through rate, that is CTR. Okay, but the things are changing. This is getting evolved. From just the title URL snippets, what we see is then slowly and steadily, a few enhancements started coming on the search. And we started some more elements, like a little bit of text, which would help you to jump to a particular page, or even a search bar right in the search itself, which could help you to go and go into that particular website and search within that particular website right from Google itself. Right. So this is how the thing started evolving, and it became more interesting. Then started the time where we started seeing more visual results. A little bit of logo and other stuff started coming from those particular websites. Here we just started seeing the favicon or that small icon which you see with each and every website. That's called favicon, and that you started seeing it in the search results as well. So SEOs had to ensure that, okay, all the websites have favicon. That's a basic necessity, because if you're presenting some search result, you don't want it to be blank, right? When you have this kind of property, it's quite visual, and the more visual you make it, the higher the CTR. So that was a little about plain view ink with enhancements, right? A logo was usually the only visual element, else no images coming on it. Then we started getting and seeing more knowledge panels. That, okay, if you search for, let's say, Prime Minister of India, and you'll see photographs of the person, etc. And this is how it's evolving, right? You're seeing more. And this also became a purview of search engine optimizers. Search engine optimizers had to work on results to get this kind of snippets as well. And then came featured snippet. So what happened is, while it was restricted, knowledge graph was restricted only to a few people who are who of the world. Now it started happening on the queries. So let's say if I search for influencer marketing services and a particular client of individual which is ranking over here. So if they start coming up, this can be done via search engine optimization. So that's how we started dominating the search with the higher CTR which this kind of results get, right? So this also became a part of SEO. And then came the rich results, where you started seeing more visual elements, star ratings, images on the search results, right? Logos, this kind of links, knowledge, the local maps kind of thing. Even with the videos, you started seeing timestamps. Even within the content, you started seeing FAQs, so people can just click on it and expand and read more over here itself instead of going into the website, right? You started results in the images format, where you started seeing recipes, events related results, jobs related results, directions related results, movie related results. So many things started happening with rich results coming in, right? You started seeing image search, video search, and that's how it was. So with this, the SEOs had to work more and more. And what we are going to do is, we are going to cover rich results today in lots of detail, and going to help you master rich results. Like, okay, how do you dominate rich results on search engines, right? So that's something which you saw, so many different kinds of results, and we are going to help you with the right tools and the right knowledge to master this. Okay, and then came Google Discover. Many of you would have used the Google app on your phone, and even before you do a search, what you start seeing is, you start seeing these results, and it shows that, hey, based on your previous searches or your previous behavior on the Google app, it started showing that, hey, this particular article would be relevant to you. So Google started understanding by itself that, hey, this particular content would be relevant for this person. So based on whatever news and other stuff was getting generated, whatever it found relevant to you, it started showing you in terms of Discover. And then came, or along with Discover, there came the stories. Stories are a little different as compared to Discover. While Discover takes you to that immediate website, immediately, the stories had some more visual elements, right? So if you have not explored this, not right now, but write down in your book that, okay, today I'm going to discover even the Google app and see the stories, right? When you scroll through the stories, you'll see this as a horizontal scroll. Stories will be written upfront, so you're not going to miss that particular thing. But if you have not explored it yet, please explore this today, because if you are getting into the SEO world, you have to optimize your client website or your own website or your company's website for all these different kind of search results. Okay, now that's not all. Then started coming the shopping results, where you had the shopping tab. You click on that particular thing, either you will see the paid ads, which are not SEO, but the free listing, right, which have some role of SEO, right? So these are the ones which are free. And what could happen is once you click on one of these, you will, let's say, get different kind of offers across that, hey, let's say for this particular trouser, I can get it from multiple locations, and even the pricing related comparison happens, and then you visit a particular site that you want to visit. Okay, but yet it's not all. The things evolved, and the last few weeks, we came up with a new terminology, answer engine optimization. And that's something which I want you to learn as well. While we did a small demo of it in the initial few minutes of the session, that's what is answer engine optimization. So let's say if I'm asking it, I'm not doing the demo again, but we already saw this. So if I asked it that, hey, I want a trouser for a party this Sunday with the team, please suggest some alternatives. It's going to tell me that, hey, please go for this particular kind of trousers and you will get this at this particular kind of website. So you see how search engine is changing from those results where you used to see this 1 result, 2 result, 3 result, and this kind of results. It's kind of what at least Bing is doing is it's providing you a particular text with some suggestions. And what it has done is it has taken this text from this few websites. So what it is doing is it is also giving the mention of those websites from where it is pulling the content. So even if in future, let's say if it is displaying some information and the person is interested that, hey, yes, I'm interested, they may visit one of these links and get more information. Okay. Now it's crucial for most of you may already be aware, and we already spoke that, okay, all these results which comes with the sponsored, those are not SEO, those are paid results. And for that, you may have to go through the performance marketing session or the PPC session, which Growth School may be conducting. Okay, so we will stick on the SEO path and now understand why SEO. That's also very crucial for you to understand that, hey, why should even I learn or invest time in SEO? It's already looking so big, so vast. And why should I even learn this particular thing? And with all the AI thing, this is something which is going to keep me on my toes. I'll always be a student. But yes, if you are a person who would love to be always young, always active, always learning, SEO is the field for you, right? So why SEO? Let's get into that. Now, what I'm showing you on the screen is the results, the outcome of a study done by SEMrush in the month of November 2022, if I'm not mistaken. 1 or 2 months here and there is possible, but yes, it was published around November 2022 when I saw this. And this was a study which was done on 600,000 results, right? When people interact with search engines, they understood the behavior, how these people are accessing the search engines. And what they learned is of those 100% of the people, 600,000 people we are speaking of, right? 6 lakhs. Of this many number of people, around 44%. Again, when I'm speaking, I'll just do an average of both desktop and mobile, which you're seeing on the screen. Around 44% of the people clicked on organic search results. Around 1% of the people clicked on paid results. So results which comes as sponsored on the top of Google, around 1% of the people clicked on the sponsored results. Then we had quite a few people who clicked on Google itself. So this is where what they were doing is, let's say they were on the main tab. From that main tab, they clicked on maybe videos or images or shopping. You saw all those tabs on the top, right? Or they clicked something within Google itself, or maybe they just used the search bar within a particular result and did a search over there. So that would be counted as a Google click. Then there would be some more people who would do a Google keyword. So they'll do a search again and refine that search further. So let's say if they started searching with a very small query like trousers and they got some results, but that were not relevant for them. They will type it as buy trouser or buy trouser in Mumbai or something like that. And that's where they would refine their search. And that's somewhat around 23% of the people doing Google keyword search again. And then there were the zero clicks, right, which was around 22% again, where the person did not do any activity, maybe with the knowledge graph, maybe with the featured results, etc. They got the information which they wanted and they just closed the browser and took off, right? So those are the zero clicks. So this is how a person who enters Google or other search, at least this was on Google itself, so I'll use the word as Google itself. So Google search CTR, this is how the behavior of the people was. Now, why is this important for you? This is important for you because you need to understand that we are working right now on first justifying that why should you do SEO or why should you study SEO, right? Now, Google's revenue over this last many years, this is Google's revenue in billion USD, right? Billion US dollars. And this is how the revenue has increased over the years. It almost did 300 billion US dollars of revenue. This revenue itself is more than the overall GDP of many countries, right? Not one or two countries, but many countries. And definitely it's even bigger because okay, I'll go through it and then tell you the story. Alphabet revenue. Now, Google is a part of a company called Alphabet. So I'm looking at the Alphabet's overall revenue. Alphabet's revenue for the last 12 months ending December 2022 was 280 billion. And around 50% of this particular revenue comes from paid search advertising, right? The sponsored thing which you saw over there, that's paid search advertising. And the value of SEO industry, when we look at it, because we saw that, okay, it's this 44x. So let's say if one person gives Google a revenue of 160 billion, what should 44% of those clicks come up to? 7,000 billion US dollars. Okay. So that's the value which the SEO industry is creating today. Because when a brand gets the visit which it gets either from paid or either from organic search results, it's going to count it as one visit, right? After that, it does not differentiate where the user came from. It doesn't matter unless the behavior of the user is very different, the purchasing behavior is very different. But that's the details. I'll leave it away as of now. That's more of a conversion rate optimization session, which we could look at it in a separate course altogether. But yes, when we speak of this particular thing, what we are speaking over here right now is that the value created by the SEO industry is 44 times because 44% more clicks are happening over there, or 44 times the clicks are happening there. And that's where it's around 7,000 billion. But what is the size of the industry? How much money are the companies in this particular space making? Right? As per the study by the business research company, SEO industry's size is currently around 62 billion, which is around 113x more times, less times than the value which it creates. So the value which it creates is 113 times more. So as compared to every penny which organizations spend on paid search results, the results of 2022 were that if they would have invested that money in SEO, it would have given them almost 100x more value if the SEO was done properly, right? That's more crucial because it's not only about investing the money in SEO, it's about getting the results from SEO also. And that's what we are going to initiate today. Okay, now the marketing industry as such is a large industry, and SEO industry is a really small part of it. But the rate at which the SEO industry is growing is phenomenal. It's growing at a 17% compounded annual growth rate as of now, as per the estimations, again from the business research company. So the current size of $62 billion is going to become around $103 billion, while it will yet remain much smaller as compared to Google's revenue, but yet that 17% compounded annual growth rate is quite large when you look at it. Further, since most of you are from India, the India e-retail story, right? The e-commerce in India is expected to grow at around 25% to 30% compounded annual growth rate. And e-commerce needs SEO more than many other organizations because of the nature of business itself. While I'm not denying that, okay, other organizations don't need it, but yes, e-commerce needs it more, and it will expand also in that particular manner in the coming years. So with all this, there are a lot many opportunities coming up for SEOs. Even this recent survey of 2023 published by HubSpot, which I referred earlier as well, while because of the current economic constraints, which you people must be already aware of, right? The economy is not moving in that particular speed which it is expected, but at least many marketers said that, okay, they will continue to invest more on blogs and SEO because that's something where they see that the major ROI is coming from as compared to the other channels. Okay, so I hope this helps you understand, because SEOs are creating more value. SEOs are able to deliver results at a much better ROI. I'm able to answer this particular question that, hey, why do SEO professionals have high demand these days? And why do they have more salary than many other digital marketers, right? So I hope that answers that particular question. Okay. Now the next question is, hey Kaushal, the why looks convincing. Now I want to understand when, where, and how do I start my SEO journey? Since many of you are with 0 years of experience, the first answer to that is that you start this journey now. And how is something which we are going to cover up in today's session. So please pay more and more attention to this particular session, and we'll cover the how. Okay. So we start with the fundamentals of SEO. And when we get into the fundamentals, we start with the keywords. Okay, so when it comes to keywords, let's first understand what are the different types of keywords based on volume. Let me demystify the volume keyword as well, that, hey, what is volume? So let's say if you are searching for something like shirts, and there are millions of other people searching for shirts online. So the overall search volume will be you plus those million. So it would be 1,000,001 people searching for something like shirts online, right? But at the same time, let's say you are searching for shoes and there are another 500,000 people searching for shoes. The search volume for shoes on a monthly basis would be 500,000, and you, that is 500,001 person searching for shoes. Okay, so now this kind of different keywords have different search volumes. The search volume which would be there for shorts would be much higher as compared to the keyword buy shirt. And the search volume which the buy shirt keyword would have would be much more as compared to somebody searching for, let's say, points to consider before buying shirts online, right? So while all these three things are related to search, the volume would be different for different kind of keywords. And here what we are doing is we are dividing this keywords into 3 buckets, or you can term it as cohorts: head, torso, and tail. So head keywords are the keywords with the highest search volume, torso with medium kind of search volume, and tail keywords with little lesser kind of search volumes, right? So you need to understand that, okay, so we are dividing the types of keywords based on volumes over here. Now, we'll go into the details of keyword research, but yes, this types is something which you should know so that at least we can move forward. Okay. Now, all you need to also understand that, hey, while the search volumes for those keywords is higher, the head keywords is much higher. But what happens is there are too many tail keywords. Okay. And because there are too many tail keywords, those tail keywords dominate the search volume overall charts, because the long tail is commanding 70% of the overall search volumes. Now, for people who didn't understand, let's go back to the trouser. Okay, not trouser. We spoke of the shorts. So shorts, we said that, okay, the search volume on a monthly basis is, let's say, 1,000,001, right? That was the number which came up with that. And let's keep this particular chart only for shorts as of now, those 3 keywords which we spoke of, which was which was shirts, buy shirts, and points to consider before buying shirts online. Okay, please replace your shoes with shirts over here in case some of you are yet wondering. But yes, what's important is you remember these three keywords: shirts, buy shirts, and keywords like this. Okay, so let's say if shirts is over here, top 100 keywords, shirt is over here, shirt will be commanding this much percentage of the overall search volume, which would be somewhat around 18%. Okay, even if I consider all the different kind of keywords around that. Then the chunky middle or the torso would be commanding around 11% of the searches. Now, these are generic numbers. For each keyword, the search volumes are specific, and that's where the analysts are needed to go deeper into the search volumes and understand the search volumes. Okay, so, but on a generic example, if my short keyword has 18% of the search volume, which was around 1 million, my chunky middle would have, that is buy short, would have around 11% of the search volume. So that would be, let's say, if 18% was 1 million, what would be 11% of what would be 11%? That's something which you need to answer, and that would be the search volume of your buy short kind of keyword. But the remaining 70%, now that's where we just covered around 30%. Sorry, this is. So remaining 30% is covered over here, but the 70% which is left out is the long tail, which would be keywords like tell me more about shirts. What kind of shirt should I wear for a party? What kind of shirts should I go for when I'm going for an interview, etc. Those kind of keywords, people keep on doing those kind of searches, and that's where the long tail is. So when you enter the industry, or if you're already in the industry and people ask you that, hey, I want to just focus on the main keyword because that has the highest search volume, please ensure that you are telling them that no, you should not do this. This would be a wrong decision, because the long tail is something where the major volume is. While the effort is more, I understand that, but it's easier to rank for a long tail keyword as compared to the head keyword. And that's where I'm going to even optimize the tail. I'm not going to ignore the head, neither the torso, but I'm going to focus on all the three things. Okay, so that's something where we divided the keywords based on search volumes. Now let's look at the keywords based on query. Okay, what is a query? Now a query could be informational, navigational, commercial, or transactional. Okay, so when we speak of the informational query, so that same query points to consider before buying shirt online or shoes online. That's an information. I'm looking out for some information. Now, once I get this information, what's my next stage? I start becoming a little more focused, and maybe I'll use keywords like which website should I go to buy shoes online, right? That would be a navigational query. In this example, I've just used InfoDigit contact number as a query over there. But yes, so that would be a navigational query that, hey, which website should I visit to buy shoes online? Or which are the best websites to buy shoes online, right? That would be a navigational query. Now, then that further thing gets refined, and a person knows that, okay, he wants to buy something. He knows those websites which are there. They just start getting into a commercial intent, where at least many times they start looking that, hey, they know the websites which they've seen in the previous search results. So they just type, they're a little lazy, they type shorts and then just scroll through and look that, hey, this is the brand which I want to visit, and they'll just click on it and go with the buying behavior. Or they may become very specific and put a transactional query. I want to buy shirts, I want to buy shoes. And that's what would be termed as a transactional query. So these are just the heads which you need to understand that, hey, the different kinds of queries could be even categorized based on the different types of queries, right? Okay, let's go next. Now, how are you going to work on this kind of different keywords? How would you know which keyword you should target, or which keyword would have the search volumes, right? One way could be you thinking and understanding that, okay, if it is shirts, some people would search for buy shirts, shirts with stripes, shirts with dots, etc. Now, when you start thinking like this, what you're doing is you're doing the decision based on your own knowledge, right? But that's not enough. Not everybody is like you. Everybody is different, and they would be using different kinds of keywords. So what we need to do is we need to use tools. And over this session today, we are going to look at multiple different tools. So again, since this particular session would be available to you, you can either just jot down these tools as of now and understand how we would go ahead with it, right? Okay, so when it comes to tools, the first tool itself is the search engine Google itself, right? Let's say if you were doing a keyword research on trousers for men, what you would see is Google gives you those other top search results that, hey, people also search for trouser pants, formal trousers for men, joggers for men, jeans for men, cargo pants, chinos, track pants, trousers, cotton trousers, casual trousers. You saw how many keywords you already have. I had just started with one keyword a few seconds back, and now have so many other keywords which people are searching for. So, and I'll have to ensure that, okay, I'm also able to target these keywords and capture the audience for this particular kind of keywords, right? Now that's one tool. The other tool is within the Google page itself. You would see many other sections, many other results also coming up. Like people also asked. You would also have something like those websites, individual websites, which are ranking for trousers keyword. You may even pull out some keywords from those results, right? So that's about Google itself. You can use it to identify more keywords. The other tool which you can use is the Google Keyword Planner, which is the tool where many of the PPC people use it on a daily basis. People who are working on performance marketing, the paid campaigns on Google, they use Google Ads, and within Google Ads, we have one section called the Google Keyword Planner. I'm referring to that tool. So you may have to log into Google Ads and get into Google Keyword Planner, where you can look at the keywords and the search volumes. Okay. The next one is the Google Trends. Now, Google Trends is also pretty easy. I just took a screenshot of this. So let's say for the term SEO, you want to understand that, hey, is it a term which is gaining significance or is it losing significance? So you can just type the search word SEO and understand that, hey, this particular thing is becoming, the demand for this in USA is increasing over this last 5 years. Yes, so this is something which I should be focusing more on. So when you want to look at something like this, trends and other stuff, that, okay, you should head to Google Trends, do a search, and whatever changes you want to do, this is navigational. You should be able to do it by yourself. So please do it and understand. Okay, the next, that's not all the tools. There are more tools. And these are some paid tools and some free tools like Answer the Public, or even Ubersuggest for some minor queries is free. So different tools which are paid tools, which goes more into the detail. But yes, Answer the Public is free. And the screen over here below, which you are seeing, is from Answer the Public. So let's say I'm looking at a keyword called sari, and I don't know what people must be searching around sari. So then I'm asking queries like, want to understand what are the other keywords. So let's say it started giving me more ideas that, hey, when was sari invented? When is Sari Day in 2021? How is sari made? Are saris shapewear good? Are saris wear? So you may not be even aware that, okay, this kind of questions are being asked by people. But this is something which will start giving you more ideas around the keywords, right? And keywords is the fundamental step. So we are first learning the keywords and then we go to the other steps. Okay. So this is how you start using tools to identify keywords. Okay. And the next tool is ChatGPT itself. We learned a little about it and we could use it for keyword research as well. So with ChatGPT, let's say if you want to understand keywords related to motor car insurance. So you can just ask ChatGPT that, hey, please help me with more keywords around motor car insurance, and boom, it's going to give it to you, right? That's what you would expect. Okay, but for this particular thing, this is the instruction which I had to give to ChatGPT. Please ignore all previous instructions. I want you to respond only in language English. I want you to act as marketer, research expert, and speak and write fluent English, right? Target the keyword motor car insurance. Okay. How many of you would even go to an AI if you had to give this kind of instructions? Not many of you, right? You will prefer that, hey, Kaushal, the other tools were easier, which you showed us earlier. Why should I even think about ChatGPT? I'll better use the other tools. But friends, I hope you would have gone, or you must be aware about ChatGPT prompts. Okay, for the people who are not aware about prompts, please listen to me carefully over this next few seconds. These are specific enhancements which are built on top of tools like ChatGPT, where there are people who are creating this kind of prompts. So the instruction which I showed you 2 screens back, that is, this was not written by me. I also didn't have this kind of time, but I used the right tools to generate this kind of prompts for me, which will give me with proper keywords in the coming slides. Okay, and that's called a prompt. Okay. And that's called a prompt. Now, there are some free prompts and some paid prompts. First, let's look at the free prompts. The prompt that you saw was a free prompt, and I'm using free prompts only. Okay, as of now. So this particular prompt tool, which is their AIP RM. Now that's one popular tool which is used for SEO related prompts. Okay, so what it does is you will have to install AIP RM for ChatGPT. It would bring in a prompt, it would add a toolbar or a widget onto your toolbar. And once you get that, what you will see is when you get into this particular screen, you're going to see a screen like this. Okay, where some of the prompts are created. So now let's actually see a live version of this instead of getting into the screens. Let me quickly go through